Hello, hello, and hello to all of my Libras. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. This reading is for the 14th of June through the 14th of July. Libras, let's go. We are winding up. We're coming to the end of this. We're winding down, excuse me. We're coming to the end of a cycle, right? And so this is all about self at this point. Self-care, self-kindness, self-love, self-reflection. This is all 100% about you, Libras. So hopefully you all are listening to, you all are divine masculine sign. Hopefully you're in receiving mode of messages from source that's trying to tell you what did you manifest during this cycle. Even if it was something as, and I can't even say as small as, because even no longer procrastinating could be something really big for somebody. So whatever you manifested, write that thing down. Celebrate, right? Celebrate. Even if you manifested, you know, putting your phone down sometimes, write it down. Celebrate, right? Whatever it is. I see an enormous amount of compassion here. Here we have the Queen of Cups. We also have the Two of Swords. We also have the Five and the Ace of Swords as well. So Source is trying to tell you that whatever it is from your past, when you move on from that, you know, you're going to ask yourself, right? Well, you can ask yourself right now while you're in reflective mode. I can have compassion towards the two energies that I left behind, two energies in particular. It could have been 10, 15, 20 energies, but energies that, you know, the gaslighting, the hurtful comments, the hurtful actions, whoever. It could have been several people, but it's the same types of actions, right? That's happening against you. I can leave all of that behind. I have an enormous amount of compassion. I'm not cruel and cold-hearted, but guess what? It's a part of my past, right? And I'm not bringing my past into the future. Only the lessons that I learned, but physically, I'm not bringing it into my future. So what that looks like is, you know, I'm leaving it all behind. I'm coming out of that fight mode, you know, because this will actually make you look like you're the combative one, like you're the one that's hostile when you just can't, you know, like, and then people will start looking at you, oh, wow, you know, Libra's still holding on to something. What's wrong with Libra? You know, that kind of thing. Sources like put the swords down and move on. You know, people have already retreated. They've already moved on with their lives, right? And so sources saying just move on from something. And so now that you're on the other side of something that was emotionally draining, highs and lows, and you were motivated 1 minute and burned out the next, source was like, okay, now you got a new flame in your life. And that new flame is new motivation to keep on moving forward. You know, that's something that you're looking forward, because it looks like you have a lot of great ideas moving forward. Sources like that's what you want to focus on, not your past. Leave the past in the past. Let God handle something. Let God handle something. Leave the past in the past. All right, so let's keep it moving forward. Let's keep it moving forward, Libras. Let's keep it moving forward. All right, so here we have the Tower card, the Sun card, the Five of Pentacles, the King of Wands. We have the Two of Wands and also the Five of Swords, right? So the Tower card right here. So this lets me know that Source is saying to you that, you know, some people are definitely going through their karma. You know, you had an awakening, and the Source is like, have compassion towards, you know, people who have gone through their karma. You don't have to keep on, you know, you have a sword, and the sword represents your power and your intellect. You don't have to abuse your power. Just drop your swords and move on from something. Like, leave it alone. It's two situations in particular. Sources like, move on from it. Don't abuse your power, because that tower can fall on in your direction. So sources like, and what that looks like. Let me put this up first. The Sun card. Source wants you to stay in your light, stay in your purpose. You already made your point. Sources like, move on. You know, people are having a tower moment, right? And so you don't have to, you know, be in this position anymore, emotionally wounded, feeling like, okay, when is it going to be my time? Sources like, stay in your light, stay in your light. Stay in your light, Carol Ann. Stay in your light. I'm talking to men and women, Libras, by the way. But stay in your light, so that in your light, whatever it is behind your vault door, you can actually see it. Like, Source wants you to deal with your shadow self. So if you want new love, Source is like, I need you to see them in every season of their lives, so that they do not, you know, prematurely walk through it. But God is not going to let them prematurely walk through that vault door, because they would have their own vault door to walk through. See, this key only goes to your vault door. So God will expose if a person is with you just because of your money. God will expose a person who's with you because you have the security that they don't, or the stability, or the career success, or the prosperity, or the tenacity or the loyalty or the, you know, or the patience. God will expose all of that. Stay in your light so that God, you can get whatever God is, you know, whatever you've been asking for, because there's a lot of opportunities coming your way. You're already a leader, right? Be proud of how far you've come. The you in the past would have allowed something to, you know, weigh down your scales. Sources like, you don't have to do that moving forward. That's the whole purpose of you going through this long and arduous journey. You don't have to go through that again. Sources, I already took care of some stuff. I made a point. I sent a strong message, right? So again, somebody's words or their actions could have burned you. They could have cut you deep with their words or their actions. And God said, I took care of it for you. I already took care of it. Remember, time is relative. So it really is an illusion. It's all, you know, past, current, future. Speak things into existence. If you can't see, you know, see it with your spirit, your natural eyes, see it in the spirit realm. I'm speaking things into existence. I know what my future holds. A lot of people say, I don't know what the future holds. Well, then they don't believe that God is inside of them. I know what the future holds. That's what you're saying. I know what my future holds. You know, I'm staying in my light so I can see what my future holds, right? I know that Source wants me to have an amazing life. So here we have the Queen of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Nine of Wands, King of Swords, and also the Chariot card, and then also the Seven of Swords, right? So that's the exciting part about life. It's like I'm going through life. I'm just enjoying life and, you know, so on and so forth. And I know that Source has everything under control for me. I know. It's only the enemy that wants everybody to keep doubting God. Here we have the Four of Wands. So I do see somebody in a very harmonious relationship with somebody. But in overall, I do see somebody feeling like a huge weight has been lifted. Like I said, two situations, you know, from your past. See how these are the same cards, but see how this person is looking back? This person is kind of sort of looking back like, whew, I just came out of some mess, right? That thing, whew, you know, whatever. And so Source is saying to you, you don't have to stay in that situation. Here we have the Seven of Swords. And, you know, just like the Five of Swords, Source is like, it's some energies that, you know, from your past, you know, their words could have been master manipulators, liars, psychopaths, narcissists, sociopath, or whatever. So it's like, move on from those things. Just move on from them. Just they cut themselves out of your universe. You already won. Victory is already on your side. You already won. So, King of Swords and Queen of Wands. Source says, remain happy, charismatic, and free, because that a huge weight has been huge. See, when people come up out of their egos, then you see like the silver lining is like, wait a minute, that's what I prayed for. Wait a minute, hold on, God, let me slow down for a second. That's what I prayed for. It didn't happen the way I thought it was going to happen, but that's not my problem anymore. I don't have to go to these family functions anymore. I'm no longer with my ex. Like, I don't have to deal with, you know, that job and getting up and dealing with those people. I'm going to my new job. So Source is saying to you, whatever it is that you left behind, don't let your ego drag you backwards, right? Here we have the King of Swords. And so this is a person who is quite knowledgeable and very, very smart. Like, all air signs are extremely smart. And so that's when somebody's like, I've come into this knowledge and this wisdom about my own future, and I feel great about it. That's what I'm seeing for somebody. Like, somebody finally found the silver lining in it. Somebody says, oh, okay, that's the whole purpose of sitting down somewhere as a divine masculine sign and learning how to be in receiving mode of those messages from Source. Source is like, I just removed a whole burden from you. And you don't even understand the rippling effects of it. All you have to do is stay in your light. I'm sending out a message to anybody that's trying to come up against you, Libra. So pay attention. Like, pay attention to the silver lining. Like, this Tower card right here, look at it this way. You ever seen they like a demolition team come in, and like the higher the building is, you know, they got to mark off a wider radius. It's like a further out, because anything that's coming down could pop off and hit somebody. If it's not, like, they may close off a whole street or like 2-3 blocks if it's however tall the building is, right? So, but everybody sees it. So Source is saying to you, somebody had a tower moment where it was felt not just through some people, everybody saw it. So like for instance, it could be like internet, you know, like today would be like the internet. like in the biblical days, it could be like in the book of Esther with Mordecai and Esther, right? In Haman, somebody could have had a Haman experience where in the book of Esther, if you all are familiar with the story, the guy that was second in command to the king, Haman, he was abusing his power, and so he lied on this guy that he didn't realize was the king's wife's cousin, right, or related to the king, right? So when it got back to the king, the same 75-foot gallows that this second in command, because he was trying to abuse his power, were going to use to hang this guy who he didn't even realize was related to the queen. That he was hung from that 75-foot gallows. So trust me, you know, somebody could have been trying to humiliate you, and trust me, it's sending rippling of, God is saying it's sending rippling effects throughout the universe to let people know, nah, you're not putting your hand, you're not touching this one. You are not touching this Libra at all. Leave Libra alone. So it's sending messages out to a whole lot of people. So you do have the respect that you may not think that you have. But like I said before, sources like, do not abuse your power. Don't abuse your power, and don't abuse your fire. Continue using your fire for warmth. Continue using your air for positive thoughts, right? Keep your thoughts positive. Keep your vibrations as high as you possibly can. So, and guess what? As people are going down, they're going to call you manipulative, that you're a liar. They'll try to burn your reputation, and the more and more they're talking negatively about you, the worse things are getting for them. So, like I said before, somebody got to let people be comfortable with creating their own karma, like creating their own bad karma, sending out bad energy to the universe, trying to ruin people. Aromatherapy. Yeah. So get ready for your sweet life. If you're not already living your sweet life. Source is saying stay focused. Stay laser focused. Because some things are falling down around people. It may seem like everything is okay at first, but then after a while. So source is saying nothing will come of the situation. Meaning that you could be at a point right now at a crossroad, right? And as long as you kind of sit there and just like, I'm not really sure how I should proceed. People have burned my reputation. They burned my money. They burned my ego. They, you know, cut into this and cut into that. Sources like, move on from that. Keep your vibrations very high and let God handle it and leave it behind. Leave it behind. Leave it behind. The situation is over. Something is over. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Source is definitely working on a lot of people. Leave it alone. So, a point was made. Looks like a point was made. And, like I said before, if people are still speaking negatively about you, or they're plotting and planning, guess what? It's just going to backfire, because now that you being obedient and you're moving on and keeping your vibrations high, Libra, whatever they do, they have to be accountable for that. They'll be held accountable for that, for their actions, through word, thought, or deed. So here we have divine love. When you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit. Yep, you begin a love affair with spirit. Some people, they literally have to have a tower moment before they will obey source. They literally have to have a tower moment where, like, everything, they lose everything. Everything comes crumbling down around them, and maybe then it'll click. Like, oh shoot, I gotta look back at all the stuff I did. So anyway, here we have Phoenix 31. 3 + 1 is 4. Source says get rooted and grounded and grow where you are planted. So summoned, your flesh rises from ashes into the expansive flame of your soul. That's right. With all of this fire here in the cards, the majority of fire here in the cards, sources like toss names and feelings, emotions, or whatever that's low vibrational, or just like triggering you or causing you to think low negative thoughts, dark thoughts. Sources like toss it all into a fire bowl and go get out under that sunlight, under that fresh air and that sunlight, so you can recharge from that sunlight, because both the sun and fire represent fire, right? But this is where you're going to reset, recharge by fire. You're cleansing by fire. You're saying, I'm going to toss all of those negative emotions along with names and anything attached to that into the fire, and I'm going out under that sunlight and I'm recharging from that, right? You're already an air sign, so get out in that fresh air, you know, under that sunlight to recharge. Because like I said before, you sent a strong, somebody sent a very, very strong message. You won't have to worry about, you know, like I said, and it'll keep coming back. It'll keep hurting whoever is trying to hurt you. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do. You can pray for people. You can say all kinds of stuff, but source would rather you drink your water and mind your business. Just keep it moving forward. Just keep it moving forward. Keep it moving forward. Oops, here we have the Three of Spades. Yes, something was deeply heartbreaking and deeply disappointing for somebody, but source is saying you can be all right. We have the Ace of Clubs. We have the King of Hearts. We also have the Joker of Diamonds. So somebody may have felt foolish when it came to, you know, like a money situation or whatever. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know, like when I say money, I'm not just talking about the energy of money is deeply rooted in our relationships with other people, other human beings, healthy relationships with other people. So somebody may have felt like they made, you know, a foolish mistake or something like that. But guess what? It was just a lesson. You made a point. You didn't make any mistakes. You had to learn a lesson. Here we have the Three of Spades. Like I said before, something was definitely heartbreaking for somebody. But source is saying to you, whatever it is behind your vault door, whether it's marriage, whether it's more money, whether it's, you know, partnership with a large company or organization or whatever, you're that close to doing it. You did not fumble anything. You were supposed to learn a lesson. So source is like, you need to move on in a very positive way. Here we have the Ace of Clubs. And so somebody's third eye is wide open. And so remember, time is relative, so you can move on now or you can move on. You can keep repeating cycles. It's entirely up to you. But here we have the Ten of Hearts and also the King of Hearts. So this lets me know we got the Queen of Clubs, Queen of Cups, and also the King of Cups, and also the Ten of Cups. So the best thing for somebody to do now with your wisdom is get near some water, so you can kind of so going to a beach would be perfect for somebody. Just, you know, these days as we're winding down this this cycle, is just spend some time at the beach, just recharging, resetting, absorbing, you know, the sounds of the water, you know, listening to the sounds of the water vibration through your ear gate, you know, to flush out all that toxicity, and also get around, you know, your soul tribe if you can, and where they're not talking about something over and over and over again. But that's what I have for you, Libras. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all on Freedom Friday. Bye.